In 1876, on the vast untamed plains of Montana, near the Yellowstone River, a quiet farming settlement became home to a family unlike any other, the Donnellys. To the world, they were ordinary pioneers, just another family carving a life out of the harsh American wilderness. But beneath that rugged exterior lay a secret that science, even today, struggles to comprehend. Because within 3 generations of the Donnelly bloodline, every single child born carried the same strange genetic mark, a mutation that seemed to alter not just their appearance, but their behavior, their intelligence, and some whispered, even their very perception of reality. The story begins with Thomas Donnelly, an Irish immigrant who, like many, moved west after the Civil War, searching for gold and a new life. He married a local woman, Clara Whitmore, and together they had 6 children. But it didn't take long for their neighbors to notice something was off. The Donnelly children were different. Their eyes, people said, would reflect light unnaturally in the dark, like a cat's. Their skin was unusually pale, never tanning under the relentless Montana sun. But the most unsettling trait of all, they didn't seem to sleep. Locals would tell stories of seeing lanterns glowing in the Donnelly farmhouse long after midnight, the entire family awake, working silently in the dead of night every single night. In 1883, the mystery deepened. A traveling physician, Dr. Elijah Cross, had the chance to examine one of the children after a minor farming accident. What he wrote in his journal became the first official record of what scientists would later call the Donnelly Anomaly. He documented that their blood appeared unusually thick and was slow to clot. It seemed almost resistant to infection. He noted their heart rates were far lower than normal. In his own words, it was as if their bodies existed slightly out of sync with time itself. Within a few years, the Donnelly name had become a local legend, a frontier ghost story told in hushed tones. Farmhands started refusing to work for them. Cattle were found mysteriously mutilated on their property, though no one could ever prove who or what was responsible. The family became more and more isolated, a strange island in the middle of the prairie. Then, in the brutal winter of 1892, tragedy, or something far stranger, struck. A massive snowstorm buried the valley, cutting it off from the outside world for weeks. When a group of townsmen finally managed to break through the snow and reach the Donnelly farm, they found it completely, eerily abandoned. There were no signs of a struggle, no blood, and most disturbingly, no footprints leading away from the house. Inside, the dining table was set for 6. The meals were untouched, and the candles had burned all the way down to pools of wax. And down in the cellar, carved deep into the cold stone wall, was a single cryptic word: returned. The local sheriff's official report was sealed, and the property was left to be reclaimed by nature. The Donnellys had simply vanished. The story could have ended there, just another piece of forgotten folklore. But it didn't. Decades later, in 1931, a geologist exploring that same area stumbled upon a small, unmarked graveyard hidden in the brush. The stone markers bore names identical to the Donnelly children, but one grave was different. It was open, and it was empty. DNA samples were eventually recovered from bone fragments found nearby. The analysis revealed startling mutations in the clock and PER3 genes, both of which are directly associated with sleep cycles and our internal body clocks. In modern scientific terms, this suggests the Donnellys' bodies may have been naturally adapted to survive with minimal rest, or perhaps even to operate more efficiently under new conditions. But there were deeper abnormalities. Their mitochondrial DNA, which is passed down through the maternal line, contained something never seen before in human samples: an unknown nucleotide pattern that didn't match any known human lineage on Earth. The plot thickened again in 1952. The site of the old Donnelly farm was quietly purchased by a little-known government subsidiary. Locals reported seeing unmarked black vans arriving in the dead of night, with men in hazmat-style suits collecting soil samples and artifacts from the ruins. When questioned, officials simply stated it was a toxic site cleanup. But declassified documents released in the 1980s tell a very different story. These pages were stamped with a project name, Project Luma. The documents describe genetic testing on rural families in the late 19th century, specifically studying resistance to sleep deprivation and extreme cold climates. This raises a chilling question. Had the Donnellys been unwitting subjects of an early, secret government experiment? Or did Project Luma begin because of them, as an attempt to understand what they were? The trail went cold for decades, until 2007. A geneticist named Dr. Evelyn Morse managed to trace surviving DNA from distant descendants of the Donnelly clan living in the Pacific Northwest. She confirmed 2 living relatives, both completely unaware of their bizarre ancestry, and both, she found, shared the exact same genetic mutation. When Dr. Morse asked them about their general health, their lives, they admitted to something that sent a shiver down her spine. They said they'd never needed much sleep, maybe 3 hours a night at most. And sometimes, when the house is completely quiet, they hear whispers. Today, the Donnelly mystery remains one of the strangest unsolved cases in American genetic history. Were they a natural, evolutionary anomaly? A forgotten government experiment that went horribly right or horribly wrong? Or were they something older, something that predates our science entirely? The truth is, no one knows where their bloodline ends, or if it ever did. But even now, out on the quiet plains of Montana, some farmers still report seeing strange lights hovering over the ruins of the old Donnelly land, a silent testament to the family that vanished into the night. What do you think happened to the Donnellys? Let me know your theories in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this dive into the unknown, make sure to like this video and subscribe for more strange stories. Thanks for watching.